Hello again everyone and welcome back to the chassis variant series for myself, Critical Rocket. We're still with the Linebacker and we're on to the C configuration. Now the C is a bit of a hardpoint inflation, at least at first glance, but in reality there's a good reason why it has so many weapons that are forward mounted. It's because it actually had rear mounted weaponry. That's one of the things. One of its ER mediums is rear mounted. I think one of its machine guns and one of its flamers are rear mounted, but obviously in MechWarrior line you can't obviously do weaponry that shoots backwards, because you need some kind of rear view camera, picture-in-picture thing. It would get very confusing, and I don't think anyone really would want to use them anyway. They'd probably just remove them, so everything gets brought to the front. So this mech, by comparison to its brethren, actually has 6 forward-facing energy hardpoints and 3 ballistics, making it the only version to bring the most base hardpoints out of all of the Linebacker variants. The next nearest ones for energy are the H and the, I think it's the Hero, which comes with 5. So this is probably one of your top choices if you want something that brings a lot of energy firepower with a little bit of ballistics backup, like heavy machine guns if you want to customize it, that kind of thing. As such, it has a UAC 5, 2 machine guns, a flamer, ER large laser, and the remaining energy hardpoints are ER mediums. So, is it hot? Yes, it's real fucking hot. It's capable of doing a hell of a lot of damage though, and much like the D version that just brings just shitloads of missiles, this one will bring a hell of a lot of energy, and you can just melt people very quickly with that. Although, admittedly, you don't see as many of these models as you do the missile variant, but with things like small pulses or something like that, you can very quickly rack up a lot of damage in the Linebacker Charlie. And just for the hardpoints alone, it's worth picking up. The hardpoints are generously spread right across the mech from the arms and the side torsos. No torso-mounted weaponry. The only one that I think actually comes with any torso-mounted equipment is the H variant, which sadly I couldn't do for the chassis variant series because it's not actually available for C builds yet, and I'm not paying mech credits just to buy an extra variant. It'll be there eventually and it'll get added to the series, but that's the only model of the Linebacker that actually comes with any CT mounted weaponry. The rest of them are all torso and arm mounted. As such, you can see, like, when you take shots, and yeah, that urban mech, that's not me liking, that's the urban mech warping around. Is incredibly powerful. It has the potential to do quite a deadly alpha if you want to risk overheating. So you can pop much bigger mechs, and you could probably see earlier that I was hitting a couple of assaults in the rear and I was opening them up and damaging their internals quite easily in one salvo. So the potential's there for the mech, and once you get the build sorted out to something that works for you, it's definitely going to be very good at opening up any mech, regardless of weight, just for the firepower alone. This thing actually feels closer to what a Mad Cat would bring, and feels more in line with something that would actually compete with a Mad Cat on its firepower alone, with the flamer and the machine guns and obviously all the energy. The only thing it's missing is missiles. So yeah, I do actually recommend this one, despite the fact that the round doesn't end brilliantly for me, but still, it's a good mech. It's not, you know, it's got plenty of omnipod hardpoints there that you can swap out for any of the other variants if you want. Make your own Franken Omni-mech, and yeah, obviously the speed's there and all the rest of it. Being an Omni-mech, that doesn't really change unless you get speed tweak. I would recommend the heat skills for this one though. I wouldn't really bother with the ammunition skills. In fact, the UAC 5 actually feels a little superfluous to the rest of the build. To be honest, given the fact that UACs jams so regularly in MechWarrior line, you may just be better off switching that out for something like an LB if you want to keep it, or maybe even just dropping that into a machine gun and just have a triple machine gun build, either standard or heavies, or maybe lights actually, LMGs, and just use that as your backup weapon when you're out of when you're starting to overheat, and then at least you've got something you can keep the trigger held down on. But yeah, this is pretty much the end of the round now. We're getting to the dying moments of it. Thank you all for watching. Hope you have a good week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
New target acquired. Mech critical. Target acquired.